Hey guys, Bobby Della Vega here for clickstartyourbusiness.com. Hope you're all good. Today we're going over your keyword searching and why it's so imperative that we do what I'm about to show you before you do any of your blog posts. You'll find that in a couple of months, maybe even a year or two's time, when you've been well and truly gathering momentum, writing your blog posts and getting them shared and repurposed and just promoted, you'll find that doing a keyword research before you actually write your blog posts, it will become so much easier for you, because there's no point in writing a blog post when you've not done any keyword research. You're just blabbering on about something. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're probably passionate about whatever it is you're blogging about, which is great, but people aren't going to find it in months or years to come if you're not inputting into your blog post these certain keyword searches. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing a keyword search and what we're looking for and what we're ultimately going to be looking, what tools and resources we're going to be using to write our blog posts. So on this occasion, we're going to be using something called the Google Keyword Planner tool. And in order to use it, it's a free tool. I mean, given that it's Google, you know, it's going to be the basis on which all keyword searches are based on. So without further ado, I'm going to head over to Google, as you can see here, and in here all I'm going to do is type in keyword planner tool. Okay, so if I go ahead and just search that, you can see obviously it's going to throw up. This is a paid ad. You can tell, but it's because it's got a little yellow square with ad in it. Someone is promoting this by paying Google for this software. There are other softwares out there, but if you're on a budget, AdWords Keyword Planner is the tool to use until, if you want to go a little bit more upmarket, you can start investing in other softwares. But for now, for the sake of what I'm going on about here, we're going to use Google AdWords. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the Keyword Planner. Now, in order to use the Keyword Planner, you need to have an AdWords account, okay? It's quite simple. You've probably got a Gmail account as it goes anyway. All you need to do is tie the two together. They are separate, but they're the same thing if you're going to turn your Gmail account into a business, okay? So I've got one. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign into my AdWords account. And then whilst they're loading the account data, you're going to see this big red banner at the top here. There we go, to say my account is suspended. Pay no attention to that. That is the reason that's there, because Google has changed their algorithm and the policy in which what I'm promoting, Google doesn't deem fit enough for me to run ads on. So I need to have a word with Google and tell them that I'm not doing anything spammy. I'm not doing anything untoward. I've got a genuine product and service that I'm providing people. You know, just give me a break, basically. So I will speak to them. So don't worry about that. This has only really come up because of an ad I tried to place, and it wasn't complying with their policy, and I need to alter it. So don't worry about that. So once you're into the AdWords and you're logged in and you've got your account set up and everything, when you go over to Tools, because this is just your AdWords account here, when you go over to Tools here, okay, you go to Tools, you've got your Keyword Planner down here, third from bottom. So go ahead and just click that. and you will get what we saw just a second ago, but I'm just showing you step by step exactly how you would do it if you was using it for the first time. Now, for the sake of this video and the blog post that this video is for, I've had a little pre-search as to what would be a good idea to use as a keyword that I want to blog about. And given that it's about Google Keyword Planner, my search terms is going to be something along the lines of the best way to use the Google Keyword Planner. So what I will then do, I will go into here where it says search for new keywords using a phrase, website or category. We can go into these ones in a little bit more detail a little bit later on when we're a little bit more familiar with AdWords. But for now, all we're using the AdWords for and the tools is purely for the keyword research. Okay, now we need to be doing this, like I say, before we do any blog post, because unless you're extremely lucky and you're using the keyword without researching it, then great, that's fine. But to strategically and tactfully enter your keyword into your blog posts, this is a must, okay? Because you're going to be wasting your time, and we don't want that. We want to be utilizing every last moment we've got to enjoy the things that we really want to do in our lives. So in here, I'm going to search for my keyword term, which is the best way to use Google Keyword Planner. And it's a simple case of just clicking Get Ideas. All right, so that's going to start loading, start throwing up a few funky little graphs and such. Okay, I'm not going to go into that. This is not a video on the whole screen here. This is just purely the tabs, the fields, the sections that we're going to use that's going to help us optimize our blog post. So I will go over here to the keywords ideas next to the ad group ideas and go to the keyword ideas. And what will then happen, it will start giving me statistics on the search term that I wanted to use, which is this, the best way to use Google Keyword Planner. I'm not getting any average monthly searches for it, which is not really that good, if I'm completely honest here. The figure that we want to be looking for in this field here is about 100 searches to 150. That's fine, okay? The reason for that is it gives you an idea of how many people are actually searching for that term. And then what we're also going to be looking at is the keyword idea. So say you didn't want to use this keyword, this keyword phrase, which is the best way to use Google Keyword Planner, and you wanted to use something else. It tells you what's being used here, okay? So average monthly searches. What I tend to do is I click on this average monthly searches, and then it just sorts it from descending to ascending, or the other way around. And you can see here, people are searching AdWords. On a monthly basis, there's 1.5 million searches for it. So that's just people going into Google and typing in AdWords just to get logged in, really. All right, so that's what's happening on a monthly. Keyword Planner, 246,000. Google Ads, 90,500. Search engine optimization, 74,000. Now, these are getting searched, yes, because people want to know what it is and how they can optimize and how they can utilize their content to fit in with these searches, okay? But the thing is, truth be told, it's too much competition. There's no point in writing a post on Google Ads. All right, you've got 90,500 searches a month. But if I went into Google and I searched Google Ads, type it right. There we go. I've got 1,333,000,000 search results. And to compete with those websites, that's 1 billion, 1.3 billion websites. Now, why would you do that? It's just, doesn't make any sense. So go for the low numbers in your keyword planner. Go for the low numbers. Like I say, 100, 150 is perfect. But what you'll also notice here is that these keywords are actually what's called short tail keywords. Now, short tail is just as I typed there, Google Ads, that's short tail. Okay. Now, if I was to make it a long tail, which is a more defined search, would be how to use Google Ads effectively. See? So somebody's already searched for that. So how to use Google Ads effectively. That's a long tail keyword. Now, that's what we want to be doing every single time we're doing a keyword search. Don't write a blog post on one word. Write your blog posts on, and your content or article, whatever it might be, the content, write your content on a long tail keyword. So I'm actually going to go for this one. I'm going to use this one. The best way to use Google keywords. I know that there's not having any monthly searches, but like I say, that needs to be about 100 to 150 monthly searches. The competition over here, what you can see, the competition is where it says low, medium, and high. Don't worry about that for now, because this is Google's idea of competition on who's bidding for clicks. Now, this is something that I can explain at a later time, but don't worry about that for now. What we're looking for is 100 to 150, 200 monthly searches. So it's quite low, but it's quite defined. It's quite a slim amount of people searching. The reason for that is that you're planting the seed into the internet, and then in a couple of years' time, you'll find that this will actually be populated with a number more than about 100 and 150, because the rest of your content is going to be building your site and giving you what's called authority on the internet. So we're going to go ahead now. So we've got an idea. We've just got so Google AdWords is to give you other ideas if you can't think of any sort of keywords to use. So in this instance, if I didn't want to use this, but that's the sort of thing I wanted to get ideas around, I would go down and I would flick over to the numbers that I'm more interested in. That's 150 to 200. Let's have a quick look, see what we've got. By the way, I'm clicking pages, but page after page here by the bottom right-hand corner here with the arrow pointing right. So we've got 260 searches here, monthly searches for how to search keywords, free keyword research, Google suggestion tool, best keywords, short tail, we want long. So this one, AdWords keyword planner tool. But the thing is, with that one, you've got the right number, about 260 there. Let's go a little bit lower. Hold on, let's have a look here, see what we've got. Let's have a look. So they're all pretty short tail keywords. There we go. That's a good one. Right, best keyword research tools. Okay. Now that's all well and good to use this because you're getting 210. Now what we want to do is go into Google. So I want to copy this. Okay, I'm going to copy that. So just Command C on a Mac, Control C on a PC to highlight and copy this keyword phrase. I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to paste that in by Command V or Control V, and have a look to see what we've got. Okay, we've got 9 million websites that we would need to compete with for this. Okay, so that's a lot. What we're looking for here. Okay, go away now. What we're looking for here, this figure, is about 20,000, 10 to 20,000. Even if you've got lower than that, that is brilliant. That means that there's not many sites out there with the keyword that you've chosen to blog about or write content about. Okay, the other thing is what you've got to take into account when using the keyword ideas is that you need to be able to make sentences of the keywords used, and to use best keyword research tools to make that into sentences that sound cohesive and congruent within your content is going to be quite difficult, which is why I'm going to go ahead and use the best way to use Google Keyword Planner, because I can use that in a sentence over and over and over again in my blog posts, spread out over different paragraphs. And that's what Google's going to be looking for within the content. They want to be the use of the keyword within the content. So there needs to be a certain percentage, not too much, because that's called stuffing. And if they find that you are stuffing, then they're just going to pull the plug on your site. I mean, that's worst case scenario, but you just got to be careful, really. But that's it, really. I've used this cohesive, nice sounding sentence so I can use it in my blog post. Now, when it comes to searching in Google, like that is giving me, that best keyword research tools is giving me 9 million results. Okay, now what you want to really do is put them in quotes. Okay, because what's actually happening there by them not being in quotes, if I take them away again, that 9 million website result is Google finding each one of those words in a website that doesn't necessarily have them in that order. They are in that website, yes, but those words are probably spread out across the site or even the page, but not in that order. Now, if I put them in quotes, like so, hit enter. Now you'll see that I've got 24,000 results. Now that means that this would actually be quite a good keyword phrase to write a post or content on, because 24,000 is not too bad. Okay, that will just take a couple of months to compete and get on the front page of Google, because that's what we're looking for here. We're trying to optimize our content so that it works for itself, purely because we've done the research and we've put the work in early on. We're updating our content regularly on our blogs, whether we're writing articles or blog posts. We're updating regularly, and Google and other search engines love that. They love content being built upon the site. So bear that in mind. But like I said, to try and fit these words, best keyword research tools, into a sentence that's going to sound flowing and it's got fluidity, and it's going to be I could utilize it in many points in my blog post. It's going to be quite difficult, so I'm going to be scratching my head here. What I will do is I'm going to go ahead and search my original idea, which was the best way to use Google keyword planner and put that in quotes. Okay. Now you may have noticed what I've done there. I highlighted this before, and I can do that by triple clicking or just highlight the words, go back, highlight that. So Command C, go back to Google, Command V, and it's going to change what was in the quotes already. I mean, what I'll try and do is give a few shortcuts on how to use the computer quickly and effectively, because clicking around, moving your mouse around, dragging, dropping and dragging and clicking and stuff can be, you know, quite a boring thing to do. But when you're copying and pasting, it can make your life so much faster. So that's why I've gone ahead and done that. I've put it in the quotes. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm getting 3 results. So I've got myself a keyword phrase, the best way to use Google Keyword Planner, that I can utilize in many different ways in a sentence for my blog post. And if I took away the quotes, okay, I've got 9.14 million websites. Okay, but that's, like I say, that's just the words spread out across certain sites that Google have indexed. I can talk about indexing in another one. But I can see here, there's only 3 results here. So I'm effectively well and truly planting the seed for this keyword. So in a year's time, when people want to know the best way to use the Google Keyword Planner, guess what's going to be up there? My website, my blog post. So I want to use that. Now, in the blog post that you're either watching this video on, or if you're watching this video on YouTube, I'll leave a link in the description for you to look at the blog post, and you'll be able to see how I actually used the keyword planner. And what we've also got to take into account is, if we really want to optimize our blog posts, what I would also use is see these related searches related to the best way to use Google Keyword Planner. All of these I would incorporate into the blog post too. Now, for the sake of brevity and just purely for example, I was a bit lazy, a bit cheeky at the same time. What I done was I actually listed these as different search points. So what Google sees is, if Google can see in your blog post that you've got related search terms for the one that you're building your blog post around, which happens to be, in this case, the best way to use Google Keyword Planner, Google's going to love that, because it's got everything that's been searched for previous is been noted within a blog post that is highlighted around this keyword search term. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is also talk you through how else I would use the keyword and how else it would optimize the blog post. But in order to do that, I would need to be in my my blog platform, which is WordPress. That's what I use. For those of you who don't know what WordPress is, first and foremost, it's amazing. It allows you to do so much. Can be a bit daunting at first, but don't worry. You know, I can talk you through certain aspects of it, the best ways of using it, certain plugins that you can use, and you can get websites that look like this. Okay, so let me just pause this, otherwise you're going to get my ugly mug saying hi guys. I'm probably sick to the back teeth of hearing that. But what I would then do with my blog posts, I might as well just show you quickly. So I've gone into my website. I can get logged in. I'm always logged in, and I can go to new post. I'll click new, add a new post, enter my title here. Can anyone think what my title is going to be? You've got it. It's going to be the best way to use Google Keyword Planner. It's got to be in your title, okay? What I do is I jot down all my blogging ideas in my notes. I also write down keyword ideas all in one go. But there again, this is another tutorial that I'm going to be talking you through how to manage doing it, because it might look as if it's going to take up quite a lot of time, and it does. But if you can manage your time, and you can break down the time that you've got to write your blog posts and optimize them, set yourself a timer, and say for an hour, just spend an hour on it a day or every other day, or at least 3 times a week. You can, say for argument's sake, on a Sunday evening, you can spend an hour and a half doing your keyword search, or working out what blog posts you're going to work on during the week. Now, these blog posts that you're going to work on in the week, you need to start doing keyword searches for. So spend your Sunday doing that, spend your week working on them, if that makes sense. But that's going to be another video tutorial that I've got to put together very soon, because it's once you start getting momentum and getting traction on what you're doing and getting an idea on what you're doing, you're laughing. So give me just a second, because I'm going to pause and I'm going to go and get my content that I've pre-written. Okay, so I've copied it because whenever I'm offline, I actually write my blog posts. I do my keyword research. I know what my keywords I'm going to be basing my my posts around. So whenever I'm offline, I'm on the tube, because I live in London. When I'm on the tube, if I've got a bit of a journey on the tube or a train, or just anywhere where, you know, I've got no Wi-Fi, or anywhere where I'm offline, I can continue to work, and I can work on my blog posts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste my post in. Okay, so it's quite a lengthy one, so just get rid of that, because these were okay. So here's my title. I'm just going to cut that out, paste it in there. Okay, now get rid of that. Okay, so optimizing our blog post. So I'm writing my new blog post. My title is going to be, lo and behold, the best way to use Google Keyword Planner. All right. And then what we need to do, we need to have the title again, but I'll center it, and I'll also change it to a H1 tag. I always do this on every blog post. You may well have noticed that I'll go to the beginning and put my blog post title at the beginning. I will also do it at the end, okay? And I'll change it to a H1 or a H2, okay? So do that first of all. Then you will see, I'm not going to read it all out to you because it's there in front of you. Or I'm going to send you the link for you to read this blog post. But I have got my keywords in there a few times. Now I'm using a plugin for WordPress called Yoast SEO. Okay, now it's free. It's free. But because the guys work so hard on it, I believe he does deserve a donation for it because it does work. Okay, so I'm going to be putting in here the focus keyword, which we all know what is. Stat. Okay, so, and then it tells you your focus keyword usage. Was it found in the article heading? Yes. Was it found in the title? Yes. Was it found in the URL? No. So what do I need to do? I need to copy that. I need to go up to there, edit, put it in there, hit OK. Okay, now that's become part of the URL. Now that's part of search engine optimization. It needs to be part of the URL. Now, in order to update this, I need to save my draft. So it should be in there. Now, if I have a look at the bottom, we'll see that's changed to yes. Now, in the content, I've used it 9 times. Okay, used it 9 times. Brilliant. Okay, meta description. Now, your meta description, of course, we just paste it in there and it's in there once. Best way to use Google Keyword Planner and optimize your post or article. This is, paste it again. I've used it twice now, I know, a bit cheeky, but that's who I am, that's what I do. All right, so there we go. So that's Yoast. And then if we go ahead over to page analysis, starts telling you how good you're doing. So as things change, such as when I add an image, which I'm about to do, I will change the image. I will upload the image, and there's something called, hold on, if I say set featured image here. Now, just say for argument's sake, these are all my my images. Say for argument's sake, I'm going to use, just say this one. I know I'm not going to, but just so I'm going to use that one. Where it says alternate text, guess what I'm putting in there? Bang, my keyword. All right. Do that for every blog post, whatever image. Always use an image or some sort of media, but please use an image. Google loves it. Google loves content, new content, and Google loves media. So put an image in there. Okay, I'm not going to do it now because I'm going to go over the other aspects of using the keyword. Now, so I would use it in the title. I would use it in the first sentence. Okay, so I'm going to put it in there. Once you've identified your market, you will then need to proceed to write a blog post to that market. I've got to find a way of putting it in there. So I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to paste it in there. So I'll change that so it's all nice and cohesive. The best way to use Google Keyword Planner would be, once you've identified your market, you then will proceed to write a blog post to that market. You then promote that content using social media and other repurposing resources that we've mentioned in the repurposing post. but repurposing is for later. First, you must have content. Okay, so there we go. In the first, it's there. It's in the first sentence. I need to be sure that it's in the last sentence as well. And let's have a look at my last bit. What we got here? How have I done it? Quite crafty, yes. So there you have it. This is how to build on your blog posts, optimize for Google, and truly master how the best way to use Google Keyword Planner. It's just, you know, tiny little things like that. If you can make things work, build sentences, you can really optimize your post. So what else have we got in here? I am going to look for, in fact, I'm going to Command F in there to look for the keyword itself. So I've got it. That's 11 of 26. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, there's my first. There's my second. There's my third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth day. Yeah. So let's go into the content, because what I would do is I would change that to bold. First of all, that one. I'll change that to bold. Then I would find the second one. I would change that to italics. That one I would change to. I would change that to H2. Oh no, I wouldn't, because it would change everything. That one I would just underline maybe. Next up, we've got it. There it is. I'll change that one to bold. Where else have we got? Then we've got that one. Italics, of course. Let's have a look. It's there. Let's change that to quotes. So that's nice. What else we got in here? So we've got that one. Just highlight this. Oh, come on now. I'll do this one because it's quite boring to watch, I bet. Okay, so we've got a few words. You get the idea. I'm changing the format into bold, italics, underlined. Also, I'm changing it into, I'm going to change the bottom one actually to a H2 tag. Google loves that. Oh, it's a H2, good. Okay, so H2 tag, what else was there? Formats, changing the image, first and last sentence. That's it, yeah, that's it. I think we covered it all. The only thing I haven't done here is add an image, okay? But we can go over that in another tutorial, because I know that this has gone on for a bit. So there we have it, guys. I hope that the written content I need you to read anyway, just so that you've got a better understanding of how I've used the keyword and how I've integrated it into my content. And I've given you an overview of some of the stuff that I've gone on about in this video as well. All right, so if I went ahead and just let's just save that and preview it, just to see how it looks. Because there's no image there, it's going to look a little bit ugly. But here we go. I've uncategorized it. This is all stuff that I'm going to be going over another time. So I've uncategorized. I'll categorize it at some point. I'll be repurposing using these all day long. I should be using these. Facebook, of course, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, all these social media sites I will be sharing this with. Don't worry if you don't get any sort of impressions, first of all, because what you're doing here, remember, is you're building the foundations, okay? Now, it's all well and good, like I say, blogging, but if you're going to do something properly, um, you got to make sure it's got all the bells and whistles on it. There's no point in half-heartedly doing something if you're not going to use it to its full potential. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. And if there's anything that you need, any questions, anything that I've missed that you think I can help you with, by all means, reach out. I'm here. You know the means. Facebook. You can leave a comment here on the blog. Twitter. I'm on there. But mainly the site, clickstartyourbusiness.com. You can find us on each one of those. And I'll be waiting to hear from you. Until then, be good. We'll try at least. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Yeah, be good. Bye-bye.